Seminars by Satellite are presented as an industry service by Wold Communications. Welcome to the BPME Video Magazine, produced by the Broadcast Promotion and Marketing Executives. Now, here's your host, Fred Bergendorf.
Welcome to the December edition of the BPME Video Magazine. We hope you're having an enjoyable holiday. As our holiday gift, we're going to show you some outstanding award-winning works of art, the 1986 winners of the Broadcast Designers Association's Awards competition. Now, our guide in this fascinating trip is a member of BDA's Board of Directors, Billy Pittard, who is an independent designer with his own firm in Los Angeles, and previously was manager of design for KCBS-TV in LA. And he's adopted the slogan, "This is Smart TV." Now, what do we mean, Billy, by smart TV or television?
Well, it's actually the slogan of the BDA, and by it we mean the intelligent use of graphics and design and technology. I could talk on and on about it, but I think it's better just to show you this montage of pieces from last year's animation categories in the design competition. Why don't you roll the, roll the tape?
Okay.
Touch of a button, flying through hyperspace, in a computer interface. Stop, living on video. Stop, sur un faisceau lumineux. Stop. Traveling on the light beam, laser rays and purple skies, in a computer fairyland. It is a dream you bring to life. Stop, living on video. Stop, sur un vaisseau lumineux. Stop.
That's a whole potpourri of technologies there, Billy. I wonder if the programs are that good.
Well, I can't vouch for that, but there's an awful lot of talent in there, an awful lot of styles. interesting thing about the BDA is it pulls so many different things together. Just in this animation category that we've just seen clips from, there's traditional film animation, there's high-end computer-generated types of imagery, there's things done in-house real quickly. You name it, if it's good design, and it's judged worthy of the competition, it gets in there. It doesn't matter what method you use to do it. Before we get too far, I'd like to point out that Jan Phillips at WCAU with Brian Blum and John Johnson edited that little piece together, and thank you very much for doing that, Jan.
Great job.
As I pointed out, those pieces were from the previous design competition from '86.
Right.
And we've just sent out our call for entries for 1987, and it's the 9th competition that we've had. And
some key changes, I understand.
yes, there definitely have been. We found that the industry is changing so much that we needed to change our categories to allow people to enter the types of work that they were doing. Particularly, these changes have happened in the area of video, industrial video, corporate communications, music video, those kinds of things. The people that are doing it are doing the same kinds of things that, say, an art director at a television station is doing, using the same kind of tools, the same kind of techniques. So we just opened our doors up a little bit wider. A lot of those people are already participating now. We're recognizing them more.
What's next?
Well, what's next is the deadline for the call for entries.
Okay, fine.
Is January
Can't miss that,
16th.
can we?
So if you're interested in entering, January 16th. So get your stuff together real quickly. For the past, ever since we had a design competition, we've put together an annual. And that's very nice. It's a great resource. It's here's the last year's annual. This was designed and produced by Dick Durhodge at TV Ontario. It's a great book. But since it's print, it doesn't really get across some of the video ideas as well as an actual videotape would. So what we've done for the past 2 years is edit the animated pieces onto a videotape and made it available, and those clips that you saw were actually assembled from that tape. And that tape has really gotten to be quite a thing in the business, and it's available through the BDA office, as is the annual. What we're going to do here today is look at some more of the clips from the actual tape and talk about them, talk about some of the things that have happened, the background behind the tapes, what people had to go through to get there. I really wish I could show a lot more than I'm going to be able to show today and tell more, but we're limited on time here. Let's start right off and get with the next clip, which is the movie opens for CBS.
Okay, great. Couple of very nice pieces there, I think. I think it's some of the most beautiful stuff on television today. That was originated at CBS by John Lepreveau, who took the job to PDI. The first piece that was done was the late night piece, and everyone got so excited about the storyboard. They really put a lot into it just from the very beginning. And after the late night piece was produced and everyone was so pleased with it, they came back and did the Tuesday movie open. And since then, 2 other pieces have been done as well, a mini-series and a dramatic special, all in that same style. And you probably recognize that same style in the current promotional package that CBS has on the air, which is really, really nice.
This piece, the Tuesday movie open, for instance, took about 3 months to do. So it's very complicated. I mean, 3 months of intense work on some of the most sophisticated computer graphics generating equipment there is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it really paid off, because that's beautiful stuff.
And I understand we're going to see something from station level now.
That's right. You know, this stuff is awfully expensive to produce, but it's not entirely out of the range that a local station can afford. So if we can roll the next piece, we have something from Salt Lake City.
Okay, great.
Live from Salt Lake City, you're watching the News Specialists. Dick Norse, Shelley Thomas, Bob Welty with weather, and Jim Nance with sports.
I really like that piece. That was designed by KSL's art director, Vince McNay, and the way this piece came about was that they first found a piece of music that they really liked from a music company, Tuesday Productions. Mm-hmm. They liked the music very much. They put a storyboard together, took it around to several companies. They liked the PDI look very much, and as a matter of fact, ended up doing the job at PDI, Pacific Data Images. And later actually re-edited that music too, but I think it has such energy to it, and the textures are so nice, the reflections in the type, it really moves right along, and there you have that very high-end look at a local station, so it's possible.
Congratulations to KSL.
Absolutely. Then going back up the ladder,
okay.
And going away from computers, we have the NBC News opens, and these were produced by Harry Marks of Marks Communications. Let's go ahead and roll the pieces. There's 3 clips here.
Now, Billy, you say what we just saw, that wasn't computer generated.
No, it wasn't. It was very surprising to a lot of people. It has that really rich look that people have come to associate with computer imagery, but as a matter of fact was a direct effort to not get a computer generated look, which I think to the layman it really doesn't have that big plastic logo in the sky look. Mm-hmm. This job originated when NBC News got a new president, Larry Grossman. He took the job up with Harry Marks, as I mentioned, told him he wanted something that wasn't computer-generated looking. And as a matter of fact, Mr. Grossman actually chose the Statue of Liberty to be the icon or the symbol that these opens would be built around. But at the time that they were producing these, the statue had scaffolding all around it, so it was impossible to shoot this thing. And there wasn't existing footage that they liked, so they built an 8-foot model of the Statue of Liberty and put it in a studio and shot it with a motion control camera. After it was shot, they did another pass on it, and they actually did enter the realm of computers when they did this other pass. They digitally added the sky, the background, which was not shot in the studio. So that was done with the assistance of computers. And then after the sky was added, they went back and added the sun and the little glints that the sun catches on the edges of the statue. And look at that thing very closely, and that's incredible what they pulled off there. When you know how it was done, and you realize what care and what artistry was used to pull this off. I have such respect for Harry Marks and everything he does.
A terrific job.
Yeah. He had some interesting things to say about how they lit this thing, too. They spent so much effort into just getting the lighting right on the statue. He said that they actually took little dental mirrors, little bitty half-inch mirrors, and reflected spotlights off of those mirrors so that they could get a tiny little beam of light wherever they needed it to go. It must have been really incredible. Well, another little interesting highlight here was that the model of the statue was built by the same guy that built the Enterprise model for the Star Wars movies.
This was an 8-foot-high model that we saw.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A larger-than-life production, that's what we just
Well, smaller than life in this case, but it certainly comes out looking larger than life. The next thing that we have is also a departure from the high-tech approach to producing graphics. And all the two pieces we're about to look at were produced at KBC here in Los Angeles. Would you roll the clip, please?
So come with me now as we take a look at those fiendish physicians and maniacal medicos that once terrorized moviegoers.
Another great job.
Yeah, it's very clever. As I mentioned, this was done at KBC here in Los Angeles. It was done all in-house. It was done by their own staff designers and on their own equipment, a film animation stand. And I am impressed that these guys could pull this off. I used to compete against those people, and I knew what they were up to over there. These two opens were done by Bruce Alexander and Larry Sharp, who are staff designers at KBC. These two programs these were opens for were for some syndicated programs from Midwich Entertainment. I just can't believe, it blows me away that these guys have done this kind of quality work just back in the art department.
Was this expensive, what we just saw?
It does get expensive in time. It takes a lot of time to do it this way. But you get that film look, and in one sense, the equipment you're working on is not that expensive, but just the tremendous amount of time that a person has to be there creating each cell frame by frame and with many passes on it. It's expensive with time, yes. There's another hot studio, so to speak, which is WCVB in Boston. There's one fellow there in particular who has, by the name of Orrin Zucker, and we're going to look at a couple of things that he's done. So if you could roll the next spot, we'll take a look at what's going on in Boston.
Seems like no matter where you go in New England, the weather has a mind of its own. From one minute to the next, you never quite know what to expect. Whether or not you like the weather in New England, there are some amazing reasons why it's so unpredictable. Join meteorologist Dick Albert for an enlightening look at the history, trends, and forecasting of New England's erratic weather. Beginning Tuesday on Newscenter 5 at 6. It'll blow you away!
Kind of nice stuff there, too. It's very clever how he approached this job, too. This was done using paint box and ADO and standard production equipment to post the piece. But it started on a paint box. He didn't want it to have that very recognizable paint box style. Well, at least it's very recognizable to the people who are using it a lot. So what he did was he created the original artwork on with pencil drawings. And scanned them in to the paint box and colorized them there, and then animated the little dog with the paint box. Chroma keyed the man into the scene, or using Ultimatte actually, and then went into post and added the effects on top of that, the snow and the rain. So very clever how he approached that. It's a nice look. I got a lot of mileage out of a little equipment. Let's take another look at another piece by Orrin also. So if you could roll the next clip.
We are looking at a problem that costs United States taxpayers $1.5 billion a year. It costs the MBTA more than $1 million a year, and the Boston school system is forced to pay almost $1 million each year to repair the damage done by vandals. Ron Gollivan reports on why it happens and what we can do to stop it. Vandalism, a special series on Newscenter 5 at 6, WCDB-TV.
Very good. That spot really tickles me. It's the character has so much character, and yet he's so simple. That piece was rotoscoped with traditional film animation. In other words, it was shot on film, then taken frame by frame and redrawn, and then re-recorded or reshot on the film, and then played at normal speed. Just pencil sketching, and it just works very well. It has so much character to it. Once again, done in-house and not that expensive to do. Just a lot of ingenuity for the most part.
A lot of time and a lot of love for the craft.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, and time-wise, it took about 2 weeks to do the rotoscoping on that piece. Last clip we're going to take a look at here is from WFLD Channel 32 in Chicago, and if we're ready, can we roll the next clip? That's a very nice look they put together there. That was done by a fellow by the name of Jim Sweeney, who is on-air promotion manager at WFLD. And besides being obviously having a lot of style graphically and being the on-air promotion manager, he is also in the DGA and has hands-on, so he produced that. He actually sat down and did the work himself on that piece. But the amazing thing about it is he did it with an ADO and a switcher. No paint box, no digital recorders, none of the things that we've really come to rely on. And I found it hard to believe, but once I knew that and I went back and studied it, I realized that it could be done that way, but I would have never guessed it.
Billy, we want to thank you very much for being on the show. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but we've had an incredible journey, and we're glad that you were our guide and a part of it.
Thank you.
Now, next month, we'll have Danny Flamberg here with the Radio Advertisers Bureau, and he's going to give us 12 effective sales promotion ideas, one for each month, to help us get into the new year as far as sales promotion goes. Until then, I'm Fred Bergendorf, wishing you continued promotion and marketing success and a happy holiday.
The BPME Video Magazine is brought to you monthly by the Broadcast Promotion and Marketing Executives, an international professional organization. Show title designed by KATV Little Rock. Theme music created by Frank Gehry Productions. Videotape courtesy the 3M Company. Production facilities provided by KCBS Los Angeles. Satellite uplink courtesy Wolves Communications. For further information, write the BPME, 402 East Orange Street, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. This is Paul Stagg speaking for the BPME.